Hey, hey, Brain Pop Drink. So excited for our guest today. Hey, hey. Happy belated. We are going to get started shortly. So exciting. We have the queen herself from Happy Cork, Sunshine. Oh my God, she's here. So we're going to let her in. And of course, this takes a second. Oh, of course, Adrian. We had a time the other night. Uh-oh. We're letting our guest in. Just give us a quick second. Oh my gosh, hey.
Hi.
Oh my God, it's Sunshine.
How are you?
Oh my God, fabulous. I'm so excited to see you, meet you, talk with you, all of the things with you.
Oh, yes, I'm super excited. This has been a while in the making, so I'm excited to do this.
Me too, because you are the queen of all beverages. My head is like chopped off, but I don't care because I'm talking to you today. I'm like so elated to be in your presence. Like, you are the queen of all things alcohol.
I don't know about the queen yet, but I'm trying.
No, you are the queen, like flat out.
Thank you. I'll take it. I've learned to accept my flowers now, so I'll take it. I'll take all of it.
Yes. Okay. So I don't know anyone who doesn't know you. So I'm just gonna act like there might be like two people who may not know you. For those two people who don't know you. Right. For those two who may not know you. Sunshine, tell us who you are, what you do, and where you're from.
So I'm Sunshine. I am the owner of Happy Cork, Brooklyn, the wine and spirit store, giving a beautiful name to dope Black wines and spirits. We do have the largest assortment of Black-owned wines and spirits anywhere. So we're very proud of that. But we also just launched our new space called Happy Buds, which is our sister store, super cannabis-driven CBD and wellness space right here in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. We are also online. We ship, we deliver. You name it, we're there.
Wait, and let's just talk about last year. There was a snowstorm going on in New York. Nothing here in DC.
Yeah,
we had not a drop of snow. You kept me in tears with your posts because when you say you deliver, you guys were out there.
We deliver
and delivering alcohol to people across New York. It felt like
absolutely necessary. Why not? Like, you're stuck in a snowstorm. You want your alcohol. What are we gonna do? We're gonna absolutely deliver it. And that's what, we're here for community. We're here to bring goodness. And so a little snow, sleet, rain is not going to stop us.
You are better than the United States Postal Service. Let's just talk about it. You guys were there. I mean, people were like, oh my God, my delivery of alcohol just arrived. I haven't gotten mail in 3 days. Well, my liquor was here in less than 2 hours.
Absolutely. We are definitely here for the people. We know what's needed and what's necessary, so we're here to bring it all the time.
Oh my God, and you do. Okay, so I know you're probably sipping on something good because it is the rosé hour. So what are you sipping on today?
So it's still my birthday week. It's still my birthday month. So I'm having a little bit of rum and Sprite. I know it's the rosé hour, and I should be drinking some sort of wine, but I'm from the Caribbean, so cheers to all things good and happy.
Yes! To all my fellow islanders. Okay, what island are you from? Are your people from?
I'm from St. Lucia. I'm from the beautiful island of the West Indies, St. Lucia.
Oh,
simply
so
beautiful.
Gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, and we love rum on the Rosé Hour podcast.
Yes.
So it is allowed. It is allowed. Now I know it's Black owned. Who are you drinking?
Black owned. I'm drinking 10 to 1. So for those of you who don't know 10 to 1, here's your chance to come in and shop 10 to 1, but it's one of the best, most flavorful rums. I was drinking Chairman's Reserve, which is my island spice rum. But today I'm doing some 10 to 1.
Oh my God. I love 10 to 1. Very good, very smooth. It's delicious. So I know you're having a good time over there.
I'm having a great time. This is going to be a really beautiful talk. Why don't you I want you to tell everybody about you. And so for everyone, all of our listeners and happy Corkers, I want you guys to understand Rosé Podcast is also award-winning podcast. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
About you and what you do and how you got into the world of wine.
Yeah, so I actually started podcasting about 2 years ago. I was always at a happy hour, and this is pre-COVID. And in DC, happy hour is a thing. You are looking forward to it. You're trying to find your friends to find a good price. You're like, this work is stressful. Jesus has made liquor so I can decompress. Let us bathe our tongues in it. So we started groups. I even started a women's drinking club because I was like, we got to get out here, girls. We gotta find the liquor because it ain't gonna find us.
I love it.
So from there, people were like, okay, well, you know where the happy hours are. You know where the good price wine is. I am not a sommelier. I have no formal training. I just know a good deal and what tastes good to me. And so from so from there, I turned it into a podcast because we started talking to great people. People started networking. And from there, I met people who are amazing like you, who've been so gracious to come on this show, from a girl from Chicago. Chicago's playing tonight for Thursday Night Football. And, hey, here we are. We are here learning more about different people, learning about different things, and drinking while we do it.
Right. I love all of it. And congratulations on your award at the Wine. Yes, very well deserved.
Thank you.
I love it. Oh, and before we start, guys, whoever is here, use the little airplane thing and send it to the first 3 people in your group. So that way everyone can tune in. Please do that.
Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, and also So if you follow the Rosé Hour podcast and don't follow Happy Cork Brooklyn, then go ahead and follow them, and vice versa, because we are a team here. And then I see our friend La Rie, which is what I'm drinking tonight. I see they're here. Yes, Nicole. Well, I think it's my cousin secretly because we're both Johnsons. So.
Oh, yeah. It might be. It absolutely might be.
Yeah, there's that. So I appreciate it.
Anything Lapin is golden in our eyes. We love Nicole. Of course, Nicole already knows how much we love her. I just actually spoke to her today. Was like, hey girl, how you doing? So I'm sending you all the love, boo.
Yes. Hey cousin, as she just said, what's up cousin? And she's excited that we have it on the show for everyone to see our amazing champagne today.
I love it.
Sunshine, how did you get into this game? Because I'm just, like, it's easy to create a store. We see a lot of people creating stores, but it's like not in liquor. Like, it's a very difficult industry to get into, and especially for people of color. So how did you come up with the idea and then like the concept to make it what it is today?
So for me, I think I tell everyone that like the wine and spirits industry found me. I think a lot of people go into this industry because, as you said, it is a very hard, untapped industry, especially a woman of color. So for me, I tell a lot of people that it found me. We actually purchased the building in 2016. At the time, there was a liquor store here, but it was kind of that bulletproof glass, maybe one bottle of wine on the shelf. It wasn't a beautiful space like what it is today. And so once they were out, we needed to figure out someone who would rent the space. And at the time, we're on Buffalo Ave. We're on the side street of like nowhere. So like at the time, no one wanted to rent the space because it was just like, okay, what am I going to do with this? There's no foot traffic. So it took us almost 2 years before Happy Cork was born. So in 2018, I was like, okay, well, if this space isn't rented, I need to do something. And I gave myself at the end of the year, and because I always said I never wanted to do retail, it's just such a hard industry. So for me, it was just kind of like, okay, well, it has to happen. I got to do something. And so I knew with the opening of this space, it had to be something that was beautiful, something that people wanted to come into, something that somebody wanted to travel to. Because again, we're on a side street, so there's not a lot of foot traffic. So that launched the idea of Happy Cork. And then, of course, once we started getting into the fine details of what are we going to put in this space and what are we going to do, and even trying to go to the liquor board, I knew that I wanted to give a platform to our underserved brands that were typically minority owned, female owned. And with that, I started the journey of finding these brands even before we even got the license approved. And so I started contacting people, and everyone was just like, we don't have distribution in New York. We're not distributed at all. Nobody's carrying our brand. So for me, it was just like, okay, so how am I going to get these brands that I told the liquor authority I'm going to put in the store? And so that started the venture of going online, getting them distribution, finding out who I can call and figure out how I can get you in the store. And so the birth of Happy Cork actually started by just finding a need in the community to bring something that was just beautiful and, not typically done. I think you had, of course, a lot of stores that are in these areas, but for us, there was nothing quite like Happy Cork. So we knew we could create something that was.
Wow. I mean, that's amazing. And I just am so grateful for you. I have not been there yet, but it is a destination spot, like, right? Like, people travel from across the world to your store.
Absolutely.
It's a destination spot. Like, I want to come because of what you said of your goal, which was take away the bulletproof glass, make it welcoming for the community, and then have brands that are about us and for us. And like, who does that?
Happy Cork.
Right, Sunshine.
No, because seriously, you come in here and it's almost like a museum because you see so many brands that you would typically not see anywhere else. And for us, it's just been like, okay, so many different people have discovered such a wide variety of brands because of this store. So for us, it's just been like such a beautiful thing to see. But again, it's definitely such a beautiful thing to see with these brands being like explored by everyone.
Wow. And like, people are commenting like, oh my God, yes, fly in. It is worth it. Like, yes. It is what you're supposed to do. It is a tourist attraction. Like, this is insane. It's a museum, like you said. And so
it has to be a museum.
So I know that getting licensing is hard. And especially in New York, I heard it is even harder.
Yes.
How did you like overcome like that obstacle? Because that is no easy feat. And like, we need to like applaud you for all that, due diligence and, being resilient for it. But like, how did you like go through that whole process and sort of like get through it?
So for me, I think anything that I kind of take on, it just becomes like, okay, I got to do it. I got to get through it. So for Happy Cork, what started out as like, okay, I got to fix and finish the space and make it amazing. It also took, I guess, persistence to be able to kind of get all the licensing done. But again, because we knew there was already a liquor store here, that kind of helped, because we were able to bring, that forward to the liquor authority and say, okay, well, we know that we can get approval because of the fact there was a liquor store here. But it is a hard industry, especially in New York. You can't be close to a school. You can't be close to a church. And in New York, everything is close to everything. You have a church on every block. You have like a school on every block. So for us, it was definitely like, okay, we knew this was, this was already done. So how can we like get through it and make sure that we're approved? And it started the hunt of everything in between, of going to the other liquor stores, making sure that we are offering something completely different. And what we offer is so different from a lot of the stores in the neighborhood that I kind of knew that I would be approved. But yeah, it was a tough feat, but we're here, and it's almost 4 years later. So yeah, we're, excited about that.
So within those 4 years, I know there's been so many brands that have come through. Like, there are probably people like that apply. And I see there's a lot of liquor companies, wine companies, that are probably looking like, oh, venue in New York, don't you say? So how can one become sort of a brand at Happy Cork?
So again, I like whoever is here that their brand is not in the store. It's not because your brand is not worth it. For us, it is just really hard because we don't have a lot of space on the shelves. Our store is literally a tiny little space. So for us, it's definitely like making sure that something drops out, and because we buy, a lot of these brands typically are in such small batches that something might pop in, and like 2 months later, a customer's like, I bought this, and it's gone because of the fact that it's not here anymore. They probably made only 20 cases. But for getting the brands in the store, we taste everything that comes into the store before it even gets here, to make sure that it's good, it tastes good, and it's right for everyone else. But also too, it's definitely about branding, packaging, persistence. We have tastings. We try to have them quarterly with staff to, make sure that we kind of like everyone knows what it's about. But for us, it's definitely finding space on the shelves. So again, if you're in here and you have contacted us, we are getting to it. We are not, we're not bringing you in. It's just really hard to bring all of these amazing brands in at the same time when you're running on such like limited space.
Wow. I mean, my mind is blown because I'm just like, I've never been there, but I like see the videos and I've heard the stories of people who have come into the store, and everyone's just like, it's like going to like Oz or like some fairy tale land. It is just like the happiest place for adults. Literally, Happy Cork is the happiest place.
Our happy place for sure. It's definitely our happy place. And we, from our team, shout out to the dopest team on the planet. We have such an amazing team that, make sure that we are bringing goodness in such a beautiful way to the community. So again, I'm like, my team, that's the main reason why we are here and we do what we do.
Wow. I'm seeing all these comments like, when are you expanding?
So expansion, I think, for us is definitely like, there's the original Happy Cork, and hopefully we can expand soon, but we're definitely trying to expand online with a presence online, because we do have people that are like, Atlanta's next, or Houston, or so we've gotten like Chicago.
DC's next.
So we've done like a lot of different like, hey, what's next? But for us, I think, you know, we're still trying to make this first one right and like make sure that we're good here. I think once we kind of like branch off, it kind of dilutes the brand a little bit. And that means that I also be in like more than one space. So for me, being a mom, and also too, we have so many other ventures that we're doing that it's been a little difficult to kind of like pinpoint the fact that we're going to be opening a second location. However, we do have Happy Buds for those that are cannabis enthusiasts. And we are also opening a brand new tasting space right here at Happy Cork on the second floor. So we're going to have the most beautiful tasting space for private events, for events that we can't have in the store because our store is so tiny. We will be having a beautiful space for people to come and enjoy these amazing wines and spirits.
Oh my gosh, like it is an expansion. So it's just a different type of expansion.
Exactly.
I love it. And let's talk about this Happy Buds now.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get into this industry? Because this is another budding industry. And it's very difficult, you know, to get into. And of course, New York, now you're going to touch all of the issues with marijuana, formerly incarcerated and all of that. But like Black people and the issues marijuana had, right? You guys are doing marijuana, cannabis, whatever you want to call it. How? Tell us more.
So Happy Buds is a CBD and wellness space. We started with CBD. Again, CBD is legal. So that was our first in. For me, I've always been a cannabis enthusiast, if you would say that. I enjoy the plant. I think the plant is one of the most amazing things ever created in terms of what it does for people, not just wellness, but overall health-wise, mood stabilizing. But for me, I've definitely been in the cannabis world for quite some time. And so when CBD was legalized, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm ready. So we were able to acquire the space and be able to launch CBD. But along with that, we have like a ton of different things from adaptogens and mushrooms and all of everything in between.
What?
Yes. So our Happy Buds is a space that definitely has to be checked out, because we do have a nice assortment also of Black-owned, women-owned brands, from everything from gummies to coffee to drinks to all the accessories in between, from bongs to pipes to goodness and wellness. But we also have the most beautiful space for events. So we do host a lot of our events there, especially a lot of the events that are like larger that we can't have at Happy Cork. We try to host there because we do have a beautiful backyard space, as well as an amazing space downstairs, which we're calling our Speakeasy, but it's more like a smoke easy. But it's definitely a space to check out. And hopefully, once the applications come through, we can apply for our cannabis license and be able to sell THC.
Wow. You have like a whole plan. Like when you were like 8, did you like have a whole plan of life that you can like share with the rest of us? Because you have it mapped out.
Absolutely not. For me, it's definitely, I think I go each day as, okay, what's next? My whole team is just like fed up of the new ideas I'm always constantly bringing. Like, we can do this and we can do that. And they're like, how? Sway, how? But it's definitely, for me, it's just kind of like, go with the flow. What's next? You know, even with the tasting space, it was created out of necessity just because we've outgrown our current location in terms of being able to provide, like we used to have all kinds of tastings and stuff. But now, because of the fact that, you know, COVID happened, so our tasting little spaces have kind of gotten taken over by like boxes and shipping. And so for us, it was definitely kind of like, okay, well, we need to create a space that people can come to and host events, and it's completely separate from the cannabis side. So no plan.
Wow. Wow. This is just my mind is blown. Like, I did my reconnaissance on you, of course, but like to hear it, it's like different than to like see and read it, you know? Like,
Hey.
what? When a plan comes together, you get sunshine.
Oh, I hope so.
Wow. Okay, so like, I'm also like just I'm also lost for words because I'm just so like blown away because it's so amazing to see a Black woman be so successful in this industry, like you, and so accomplished and doing so many things that are uplifting so many other people, right? Because it's not like you're not doing it about you, you're doing it about other people, which is inevitably helping, you know, your brand as well. But like you're really uplifting so many other people, and that's so amazing to see. There are brands that I know we wouldn't know unless it was you. What are some of the brands that you've kind of like introduced to the market that like you like to like highlight for people?
So I think we've introduced quite a few brands to the market. I think for me, I just discovered like recently that I like to bring experiences to people. I think that's my kind of like calling. So again, we even like tell everyone it's the Happy Cork experience. It's not just about, oh, you come in, you get a wine and you're out. It's all about the experience for us. So in terms of brands that we've introduced, like one of our first brands that were in here is definitely Estrover. One of our favorite, this was one of our first Black-owned brands to actually land on our shelves. And again, that was like one of my closest and dearest brands just because we kind of grew together, but also to Ashanti, who was one of the members. It was created by 3 Black women from Queens, amazing women that are now family. But Ashanti was kind of like the spearhead to, you know, getting on the shelf. She was persistent. She was like, I'm gonna get it in here. Sunshine, we got this. And so we got them on the shelves, and we were the first and only store they were in. And Ashanti passed away last year. So that was kind of, you know, for me, that's always going to be like my first and, you know, brand that just like speaks to my heart. Because Ashanti was definitely my sister. Ashanti would come in here and at the time I worked the store. So Ashanti would come in and she would literally stay for hours talking to every customer. Or everybody left with a bottle of Estrover. So definitely Estrover is one of our favorites. La Perrier, who, you know, again, Nicole, we love you. Beautiful champagne brand. But again, has been kind of like a sister again. And I think once anybody comes into the stores, definitely you're more than just a brand on our shelves. We really take pride in making sure that you're part of the Happy Cork family, hosting tastings for the community. But definitely a lot of these brands are just like super near and dear to our hearts. I don't know if I can name every one of them just because, you know, I'm going to get backlash from people talking about, why didn't you say me? Amor Genève, blue wine, a naturally organic blue wine, again, was definitely, a lot of people knew more about Amor Genève because of us. But we have so many brands that are just like, it speaks volumes to the industry that we're in, just because you have all of these dope brands that would never have found themselves on a shelf, and now they're everywhere. So it's such a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, and again, just want to give you more flowers. This is me throwing flowers and confetti at you. Because without you and your vision, your leadership, and your tenacity to create Happy Cork, we wouldn't know these brands. We wouldn't have these amazing brands out here, and we wouldn't have these visionaries creating more. Because now people have seen these people here and seen you, and now we're getting more and more and more companies out here. I mean, the Black wine and spirits industry now is booming, and it's because of people like you.
It's incredible. Like when I started, I really had to search high and low, and a lot of people were like, how you find these brands? I would literally be on Instagram, online, researching Black owned, and I think I found maybe at the time like 10. And now I have like people knocking on our doors like, hey, can we get our product in here? So it's so incredible to see just like the amount of brands that have like come about since we first opened, but also to the brands that were already there that are just like soaring. It's incredible. Like even 10 to 1 Sierra is now like brand ambassador for it, and you know, Sorrel and Uncle Nearest, and you know, Fawn Weaver laughs because she's like, you guys hand sell product. We are the #1 store for a lot of brands in the tri-state area because we do really hand sell the products. We know the stories behind the brand. People come in here, you know, when people started coming in, they were like, what's Uncle Nearest? And we're like, this is what it is. And now people come in with their friends and they're like, let me tell you about this brand. So it's amazing to see, you know?
Yeah, you created additional tour guides, if you will, for the museum, if you will. Like, you're like, and this is Uncle Nearest.
Exactly.
And I'm pretty sure they're like, we're going to buy 2 bottles because we're going to do a tasting upstairs.
Yep. Yep.
And do you get a lot of that too? Like where people are like, oh, okay, let's go to the tasting room because we want to just try all your rum. And you just are like, all right. Or is it like a ticketed thing?
So that's why we're the tasting room is not open just yet. But that is one of the reasons why we've opened up the tasting space. We will have at some point a membership program, so you can be a member and literally come get your bottles, go up to the tasting room with your little crew, and be able to enjoy all of these wines and spirits. But we do have a lot of requests for like, hey, can you host something? And we have run out of space, so now we're like either pushing them to Happy Bud space, or we've done a lot of like tastings at like office spaces and people's homes, because we do offer a wine expert. We have Trent, who's our bourbon expert, like bourbon steward, went to an actual like school for this and is creating like a brand of popcorn from what, you know, they've learned. So we have a beautiful group around us that is able to kind of branch out Happy Cork and bring it to a lot of different spaces.
Wow.
And the tasting space is open.
Wow. Like, this is crazy. Like creating a popcorn. And so like, there's like another line of products that I'm pretty sure are going to be sold at Happy Cork. But again, Adore and Avenue, you created by your vision.
Absolutely. So I just want to shout out Trent, who does the best popcorn ever created, but it's also using spirits and wines from the store, because they have like, there's a Black Magic, which is using the Black Girl Magic by McBride Sisters, red wine, to create an amazing Black Magic. It's actually black with like gold dust on it, edible gold dust. And then you have Uncle Nearest whiskey popcorn. Then we have an apple brandy. We have an Ellis cream popcorn. So shout out to Trent. This business was definitely created out of necessity, because she brought it in one day and asked us to try it. And we all were like, what is this magic? And from that, Treats by Trent popcorn was created. We also have Kia Ancestral Whisper, who does her line of product, which is, again, a staple at Happy Cork and Happy Buds. It's a line of the best wellness, from everything from hand sanitizer to room sprays, diffusers, and incense, and everything in between. But it is one of our top sellers. And then we also have Brittany, who just launched her candle collection, which is also exclusively at Happy Buds. One of the best candle collections you're going to experience, called Maison Brie. But yeah, we definitely love being able to kind of launch these amazing brands. And why not do it at the space that you're in?
Again, blown away. Like, you're an entrepreneur creating more entrepreneurs who are creating more entrepreneurs. And it's just like, wow, this is just like an ecosystem in Brooklyn, right? It's just like,
absolutely is.
It's so amazing. I love it. I am literally at a loss of words from you because you're just so amazing and dynamic and powerful and how you're really putting back in the community. Like it's so needed. If we had like one of you in every community, like we would be booming, right?
I hope so. I hope I'm bringing like, Happy Cork was founded on community, and we try to make sure that we are part of this community every single which way possible, from hiring within our community. You can go into the store, feel comfortable. It really is about being able to kind of offer our community such goodness, but in such a beautiful way, from the scent in the store, which is also Kia's Ancestral Whisper, to, the when you walk in and everything is beautiful. And so it really does capture like all of your senses, and we're super proud of that, because right down to all of our accessories are made by people from the community. So you will come in and see coasters from DNS Craftworks, coasters from House of Topper. We have an amazing collection of all kinds of wine keys and openers and all kinds of stuff that is actually from people from the community.
That is so amazing. And it's just showing how an ecosystem can really just make a community that much more like amazing and fruitful for all. Like we can all do this together. We all can put in a little and get a lot.
Yep. And if it wasn't for community, Happy Cork wouldn't be here. So we're super grateful for people traveling from all over. We had people come in from Cali, from the UK, from all over, because again, we've been able to reach so many people with our IG and what we try to do on social media. But it really is definitely for community. And if it wasn't for community, Happy Cork would not be here.
Oh, yay! Okay, now this is the part that I like to talk about, because this is how I got introduced to Happy Cork on social media. I was like scrolling one day and I was at work, and there was something that came across my feed, and it was people making a drink. And this drink looked so amazing. I was like, Jesus, how do I book a work trip so I can go to this place? I have not yet booked this work trip, and if my boss is watching, I'm going to go on this work trip, and I'm stopping at Happy Cork.
Yes, you have to.
You guys make tutorials and teach people how to make drinks. I need to know more about this. You have classes or something? What is this? What is this?
Actually do have our mixology classes. So we do a lot of events, featuring a lot of the products from the store. Trent, who's our in-house mixologist, does an amazing job just showing like the easiest ways to make these cocktails. But also too, we have like a lot of community that helps us out in terms of our social and being able to kind of use the products that are in the store to send us and be like, hey, I made this. So we definitely have to shout out to our community for that, because again, it's definitely, I think, a way to bridge the gap between, wine and spirits for us. Our community has not been, that accessible, especially good wine and spirits. So being able to introduce our community to just the most amazing brands, but in a way that makes sense and that, is understated, but it's definitely like in your face. Hey, we're here. We have all these dope ass brands. Come shop with us. It's definitely been really amazing to do and be a part of. I do run all of our social media, so for me, it's definitely being on top of it. But yes, it's definitely been such a beautiful thing to see.
Wow, yes, I will, to Trent and the team. I mean, y'all were making some cocktails. I literally was at work, like, salivating, like,
yep.
How? It's 2:00 in the afternoon, but it's 5:00 somewhere.
Yeah,
I definitely loved it. And so, is this something that you're ongoing? It's something you do online as well. Can people like just drop in for a class, or do they have to register?
So we do a lot of our mixology classes, which you would have to register for, but it's an experience like no other. You come in and you get to learn about like making 3 really dope cocktails. Then on top of that, you get fed. It's in a beautiful space with our host, whoever that is, but most likely Trent. So it's definitely an experience. So stay tuned for the next mixology event. We do have everything on our website for upcoming events, which we're actually working on now because we have a lot of events coming up. This is actually my first live since we stopped doing lives over the summer. So
Thank you.
having first live back in I'm back in full swing, I think. So definitely we have a lot of really great lives coming up for the season. A lot of different mixology sessions and wine tastings. So we're excited about that.
Well, I can't wait. I'm booking a ticket to New York.
Come through. Waiting.
I'm gonna come because I love to learn how to make drinks. I can't cook, but honey, I can eat. So therefore, I am there.
Yep. Come eat, come drink, come learn to make cocktails with us. We're ready.
I'm here for it. So you have pretty much every kind of liquor. Let's just say, like, I'm definitely like so excited, and I'm probably gonna bring a suitcase for my suitcase to bring back stuff.
It's definitely worth it. It's worth it.
I'm so excited. Like I'm like, oh, like a little kid going to Toys R Us. What are some of your top sellers that you guys have? So people can get an idea of like what kind of liquors you have, what kind of wines. Because I know you probably have like some of everything. Because I know there's a gin here, but there might be a good Scottish wine. I don't know. There's a black-owned Scottish wine company, but you may know.
Well, we do have a black-owned Scottish whiskey brand, a Scotch whiskey called Kind of Blue. That's definitely one of our top sellers. I think on the spirit side, definitely whiskeys for us. People love that brown liquor. So for
That
us,
brown will make you clown.
that brown will keep you down. so, so we do definitely have like a nice assortment of whiskeys from your Tennessee whiskey. Uncle Nearest is definitely one of our top sellers, of course. The story behind the brand is incredible, but also too, I tell people the whiskey is even better than the story. Then you have one of our newest that we just launched called Bayab Gin, which is the first and only spirits brand out of Africa, black owned, which makes no sense because you think Africa, you think, you know, because there are spirit brands out of Africa, but this is actually the first one that is black owned. So they've started with a gin and also a vodka called Vusa Vodka, which is super delicious and flavorful. I'm not even a vodka drinker and I will drink it all night. Then you have, so Bayab and Vusa are just kind of like our newest brands that are definitely ones to kind of look out for because they're delicious, but also too, they are reasonably priced. I love a good priced product. That's another thing. Wanting to get on the shelves is I feel like your product has to be, you know, at a price point that makes sense. So I would definitely say that gin, that vodka, for sure, the blue wine, Amor Genève, has been our tops because it's just, there's nothing like it in the world. You have a naturally organic blue wine. So Amor Genève for us has definitely been one of our tops. La Perrier Champagne, which is what you're drinking now. So quick backstory on this. Nicole launched the brand in the middle of a pandemic. But also too in the middle of her finding out her health wasn't the greatest, Nicole, you got this. But when this was launched, it was like, okay, well, we got to get it in the store. And we figured out a way to have it in the store as a staple. But on top of that, it's been one of our top performers because, again, Nicole is incredible in terms of what she does with the marketing and just being her. But for sure, I would say champagne brands, La Perrier. We also have Stuyvesant Champagne, which again is Bedford Stuyvesant. So who's not going to get a Bedford Stuyvesant champagne brand created by an amazing Black woman, Marvina. And then you also have Cherlin Champagne, which is Isaiah Thomas. But again, such a great champagne for the price point. And then
we gotta throw some good love to Isaiah Thomas, also AKA my uncle, AKA West Side Chicago. So there we go.
love Isaiah Thomas and what he does for the brand. He's incredible. And they give that's another thing too. These brands give such support to Happy Cork that it's like family, you know. From Isaiah Thomas will reach out and be like, hey, what can we do this coming for such and such brand, or, you know. So for us, it's definitely been, you know, give and take, but it's been an amazing journey, to say the least.
Wow. It sounds like you have an array of Black-owned wine and spirits. I did not even know that Africa, there's only one Black. That's insane.
Absolutely, isn't it? It's absolutely insane. Like, you think Africa, but no, this is the first and only spirits brand of its kind that's owned by an actual Black person from Africa.
Wow.
They are from Africa by way of Nigeria, which we love our Nigerians. So shout out to any Nigerians in this chat.
Right. Ibu, we love you as well. What is it? There's two groups. My friends are going to yell at me later for forgetting. I just went to a wedding. I'm sorry. But we love both groups. Sorry, you were saying them, and I think I cut you off.
I'm going to get in trouble, too, because my husband's half Nigerian, so he's going to...
Well,
Remo,
we love y'all. We love y'all.
Just, you know, say something.
If you don't, type it in the chat.
Yes. Because you don't have me looking out here crazy in these streets.
Right. We're trying to be inclusive here and shout everybody out.
Yeah.
And also, for all those who just joined, if you're following the Rose Hour and not following Happy Cork, please follow them, and vice versa, because this is not going to be the last of us. I feel like, Sunshine, we're going to have to do some in-person stuff. I am coming to New York, and you're going to open a store here in DC, so okay. I can't wait for that.
I got you. I just saw Nicole said, Baller Alert, you should feature Happy Cork. So Baller Alert, quick backstory on Baller Alert. Robin, who's the CEO and founder of Baller Alert, is a friend of mine, which everything Baller Alert does, we love. But yes, they have featured us, and so they even featured us for our grand opening, and just had their community come out and come check us out. So for sure, we love Baller Alert. We love you.
Yes, Baller Alert. Go ahead, another feature. They have a lot of amazing things happening at Happy Cork, Brooklyn, coming this fall/winter, going into the spring. I feel like Sheree, winter, spring, fall, September.
It's gonna be there. It's gonna
all seasons. So what's on sort of like the agenda for the next few months for Happy Cork? What can we look forward to in these next few months that might be new, or things you're bringing back for people?
So I think for us, it's definitely bringing some more newness in. Again, a lot of the brands, if you guys are brands listening right now, a lot of the brands we are, in the mix of right now tasting to be able to bring some in for the fall. So for sure, you're going to see a lot of newness, a lot of, I get sent every single day, like, hey, here's a new brand. Hey, here's da-da-da-da. So and a lot of them don't have distribution sometimes. So if the brand is not here, it's not because we don't want it here. It's probably because they just don't have distribution just yet. But also too, for us, it's a whole experience. For La Perrier, we're also having a champagne tasting for Champagne Week right here at Happy Cork in the tasting space. So that's going to be one of our first launches of the tasting space, to be able to bring La Perrier champagne, which we love. But again, newness coming in, and the tasting space, being able to launch that. And then hopefully we have Happy Buds THC license, hopefully soon. Fingers crossed and toes crossed, but hopefully we have that. But yeah, it's just about figuring out how to, again, bring our online presence even that much more forward. And then our tasting space and Happy Buds. And of course, newness, always newness, guys.
Always the new. We're here for the new.
Yep.
And I'm a November baby, so this November Champagne Week sounds like the week that I need to come
That's probably
work from New York.
the week the trip might happen. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's just yeah. So you guys may see the Rosie Hour in New York. Just see me randomly walking down the street looking confused. Don't mind me. Just point me to Happy Cork.
Live in-store situation. Since we're doing it now, we can do it in person.
Yes, I'm here for it. I can't wait. Please excuse my excitement before I get there.
I'm excited.
Okay. And then how can people connect with you, purchase, go to your website, follow, subscribe, and do all of the things?
So we're online. We ship, we deliver. You can purchase to pick up also, but you can check us out online, happy-cork.com. Of course, here on IG, so you'll see all of our brand new, I like to make sure that I kind of post whatever is new coming in. So you can definitely follow us at Happy Cork Brooklyn. Definitely download the app. Thank you, Nicole. Download the app. We are in the App Store for iPhone and Android. You can also follow us at Happy Buds Brooklyn, because that is also a space that is incredible, that needs to be checked out. And also, too, we host a lot of stuff there. So it's definitely one to follow. And again, just, like and follow us and shop and make sure that you tell everybody about these brands, because they're incredible.
Okay, so this is a situation where you tell a friend to tell a friend. So again, we're going to stay on for 2 more minutes because we want you to tell friends. So the little triangle in the bottom of your screen, it should be in the right. Go ahead, click that. Top 3 friends is what Sunshine is saying. Go ahead, hit them. If it's another one of your pages, don't do that because you can't join from another page. So send it to someone who is not on another one of your pages, but someone else, so that they can get information about the amazingness of Happy Cork Brooklyn and also the Rosie Hour podcast. Because we want to connect people with amazing people doing amazing things. And that's what this is all about. And so before we conclude, I want to know, what is your favorite rosé? Yes, I had to clap it out.
Well, I'm a rosé drinker. If I do wine, I do like a good rosé or a good sparkling champagne or some sort of sparkling. Hey, Coviello. So Coviello just joined. We spoke about blue wine, Amor Genève. Anybody who's not, doesn't know Amor Genève, definitely check it out. But it's the world's only first organic, naturally made blue wine, created by an amazing Black man, Mr. Coviello, who's right now in the chat. Wait, what was the question? Oh, my favorite rosé. I have a few.
Let's do it. And while you're doing that, if you're a wine or liquor brand, go ahead and in the comments put your listing there so people can know who you are, and we can big up you as well, because I think this is great. There's a lot of people here supporting Sunshine today, so let's we know there's a few, so put your name in the chat so we know who you are and shout you out too. Okay, now you can answer.
Okay, so rosé, I would say I love a good Lafite rosé. Lafite du Rosé, one of our favorites. Again, created by Donne, a really great Black man who is, definitely one of our first rosés to hit our shelves. I tasted it in the store with him, and I was like, okay, I'm bringing this in. So I would say Lafite du Rosé is one of my favorites. We also have Love Corkscrew is a good one. It is a little bit on the sweeter side. I would say LVE by John Legend.
Yes.
It's definitely, if you guys have not had a John Legend wine, you need to have one today. So LVE stands for Legend Vineyard Exclusive. It is John Legend's most amazing, incredible brand. we have the entire collection, of course. But the rosé, both the still and the sparkling, are definitely one of my favorites. I would say another good rosé, Wade rosé. Wade rosé is definitely a good one. Really delicious, just rolls off your tongue. I told you I have a lot of rosés that I love. Stoudemire,
they're good.
Stoudemire rosé is a good one. Flow Wines is definitely good. Created by Marcus Johnson. Another great rosé. People love it. It's a nice mix of a sweet, dry, good finish. What else? I have a lot more, but I think that concludes it.
Okay. I think that is great. And again, we are so
Sapere Wines, also a great sparkling rosé, really delicious, more on the natural side. Sapere is also in the chat, created by an amazing Black woman. So definitely Sapere. I didn't forget. Just had like a lot. That was just a question.
No, and there's a lot more I know that aren't coming to mind right now. And you've had some rum, so I understand. And it's late, so
yeah. I post the list on the page. That's actually a really great idea. Thank you for that, Abuai Blogs. I like that.
See, that's what bloggers are for. We're here for this. If you guys have more ideas, put them in the chat. We're here for this. Put it in the chat. We're here for intellectual property that is free today. So this is free intellectual property. You are allowing this to be for free.
I love it.
As your lawyer, I got you on that.
Thank you.
Well, Sunshine, this has been so much fun. I don't want to hold you more, and also because the Bears are kicking off shortly. But I am so thankful, grateful, and appreciative of you. One, because you are just such a dynamic woman doing great things and helping the community and being an inspiration to so many businesses and entrepreneurs. People don't know my 9-to-5, but like I work with business owners and particularly minorities, and I'm just always so excited to see so many women doing great things like this. So it always has a special place in my heart, and I just get excited like, yes, you are helping so many people. But just want to say thank you for that. And then two, for taking the time to be with us today, because you could be a lot of places and you can be doing a lot of things, and you made the time and space for the show, and I really do appreciate that.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been, a beautiful convo. I can't wait to actually meet you in person. We've spoken like, hey, like we are family. So, but for sure, thank you for having me. And of course, with what you're doing, it's incredible with just like bringing awareness to a lot of these brands and a lot of these businesses that wouldn't typically be like, you also, your following, introducing us to your following. Thank you for that. And doing everything that you do. It's all the love in the world.
Oh, thank you. Well, I can't wait to see you before there's snow on the ground.
Yes, absolutely. Deal.
And if there's snow on the ground, don't worry. I know you guys deliver.
We deliver, and we're here for it.
Yes. Well, thank you, Sunshine. I can't wait to see you in person next month.
This is online and tuned in. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody who joined us tonight. Hopefully you are feeling inspired by Sunshine and help somebody in the community. That is the good takeaway from tonight. Help somebody who needs some help tonight, but also
Absolutely.
have a drink afterwards.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Sunshine. Thanks, guys. This is me walking around to turn the camera.
And all social media.